Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of Great Expectations. Man, it's been a minute. But if you've not watched part one, you have to go to Zara's channel and watch part one first and get all of the info and explanation to the cooing noises there.
Right. Yeah, and like he almost just did the intro for you,
He
Sarah.
did. He's trying to take my job.
I, I'm unbeknownst to you, I'm considering it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't
I
know
feel-
how I'll
It's like
let
a
you know how that
mutiny over
works.
here.
Yeah, I'll let you know how that works out for me. But yeah, it'll be awkward. I'm like, can you just set him there? Okay, now you can go.
Just prop him up. He'll be
Prop him
good.
up. Yeah, he's that's fun. I've actually Yeah, I was. Gosh, no, we can't talk about it. There's been a couple of really cute scenes lately, like fun scenes with Grogu in
Mm,
Mandalorian season 3
yeah.
that are worth mentioning. There's yeah, it's fun. So, anyways, it's your channel. You continue to talk, please.
Right, right. So we're back and we're gonna do a character review and a roster roast, and I'm going to ask for more viewer questions to be sent in because we've lost them.
Right, in a tragic gasoline fight accident.
Yes.
I told you if we
Uh,
kept straight faces on that, we'd people would believe us. So that we have no credibility now.
it's all gone. No, I just can't. I didn't scroll back through Discord far enough to them, so.
Oh,
Uh, If there was a really pressing one that we did not answer, then please submit it again.
then I hope you uh, dealt with your problem because it's probably been a long time.
Yeah, it has. It has been.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, that's my plea for more viewer questions because we're gonna be back on our normal schedule.
yeah,
So more questions.
yeah. We're also gonna try to get Kate and Ando on with us
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm excited for that. They did a good job.
Yeah, they did. They did. It's nice to have you back, and they did a wonderful job too. Like to the point where I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to keep recording with them. That was fun.
Hmm. I'm excited for that. So, okay. Do we want to do a character review? There's no pack review because the packs are the same typical like Datacron calendars, marquee pack. It's the same stuff that we've always talked about.
We could do the character review. It's funny. It's funny trying to do pack reviews with Kate, who's free to play. I've like said, do you think this could ever be worth it? She's like, for $30, no. I'm
For
like,
$2, sure.
yeah. For $2, still no. I'm proud of being free to play.
Uh,
All right. So who are we gonna who are we
actually
gonna
review.
review? Yeah.
So I thought it would be fitting since we had the road ahead and they mentioned the raid and we know what cartel are needed, that it would be nice to look at Leia because she's got that raid Omicron. And I think she might be a very strong contender to have an Omicron applied.
How many Omicrons can you apply right now?
3,
How many did you put on Riva?
2.
Nice. It's a good number. Okay. So you'd be ready to put one on Boosh then.
I would. I would.
Your HUD cartel's making me sad, by the
I'm so,
way.
but they're all relic.
Oh my gosh! Put at least put the Zeta on Embo, please. Oh, and hold on. What? No. Oh, you haven't put any of their Zetas on yet either.
No.
You said that you didn't put them on until they were geared, Sarah. Sorry, this
Yeah.
isn't this isn't a roster roast for you. I
Okay.
like maybe it
We
should be, but
we can apply some Zetas.
well, we don't have to right now. That's fine. But
Let's just have a look at her.
What have you been doing with Jabba on in GAC?
Um, Parking him on defense,
Okay.
and he usually gets ignored.
So what is her two unique Zeta? What do they do?
All right.
What are you missing out on?
What am I missing out on?
Hmm.
I'm missing out on her assisting, apparently,
Whenever a
right?
cartel, yeah, uses an ability during an enemy turn or during their turn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
when there's deadly bluff, that's the
yeah, that's
blue
that lovely
effect.
thing that and I should just apply this one now before I forget because this is the one that drives me mental when I face a Jabba team.
Yeah, and she's just like throwing grenades like crazy.
Anyway, moving
Woo!
on.
All right.
And then her other unique, what does this one do?
Oh, this is
Oh, this is
just
the Omicron.
okay.
So
Yeah, so
this
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 is
is the raid bit.
raid only.
Um, so this reduces her cooldown of her special.
It does. It also gives you more damage,
Yeah.
basically.
Which sounds like we're probably gonna want that in the raid.
Yeah, I mean, I have to think like we don't know exactly what the comp we're gonna want. Like I wouldn't be too surprised if like they gave us all these different things for the raid, all these mechanics, and maybe some people are chewing on them. It's just like so much wall of text for me
Hmm.
right now for a thing that if I can't see it, then it won't
Hmm.
matter to me anyways.
It was a lot of text, and it was basically all just like mechanics and abilities. The one thing that I do remember that's sticking out is that they basically said you can only go so far in the encounter before it ends. So, um, to me, it read like you're gonna want as much damage as possible to be done because at one point it's gonna be over.
Like you're not gonna be able to solo the full phase.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were I can't remember it was a swallowed mechanic and basically they made it sound like if you're swallowed and then it happens if that character's swallowed and then they get swallowed again, they're instantly defeated.
Oh, well, so if they get eaten, then they could act. It sounds like a pretty forgiving eating.
Yes. I think you get I can't remember it because I skimmed it really quickly. Um, but you obviously get some like negative effects from it. But the point was that it sounded like it would one by one go through your team and instantly defeat them. So you're gonna hit a point where you can't go any further.
Yeah, I mean, so that's fine. I don't want to solo the damn thing. It's a raid that's one phase. Like, how
Hmm.
long does that take, anyways? But yeah, Boosh. I feel like this is the team that you have the best chance to be able to do a lot of damage on, and so whereas I won't apply that Omicron right now, I do think that there's a good chance of that Omicron being very useful, especially for people who want to save some time trying to get their max score or whatever. Because
Hmm.
I'd also think, didn't they say that there's going to be a max amount of damage that one team can do
Yeah, they
or
did.
something
And
for
they basically
prizes?
made it sound like say you go in at like the lowest tier level. Um, if you hit that max damage amount, you probably should not submit your score and do the attempt again at a higher level.
Right. Which is nice that you can actually like choose to submit or not, but it's also just like, I don't want to be in this stuck where it's like, oh man, I have to play for hours trying to get the max rewards because it's only the max crate if the hands out gear to keyboards or something, keypads.
Oh, and I mean, I feel like it will be obviously like the first few times, it's just going to be trial and error and figuring out what works. But then once you know, you're going to know exactly what tier to go in with which team.
Sure.
Um, and it won't be hopefully, it won't be too bad for a time investment.
So does she only have one Zeta?
She does. So now I have them applied.
You have the one applied for her. Good.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the hallmarks of Boosh is that she assists a whole lot, and one of the problems that I have with Jabba Kid. So when I made the Hut Cartel faction essentials recently, I tried to break it down as much as I could because there's so many mechanics that are just like scattered throughout. It's just like someone took like a really nice, orderly, neat room and just like scattered it, just like just it's all over the place. And you walk into the room and you're like trying to make a coherent map of like what the components of that room are.
Hmm.
That's just a huge mess because. Like one of the things, it's like, well, Jabba teams, you can't like assist against them.
Right.
And it's like, oh, cool. Like, where in his kit does it say that? Oh, well, it's actually Boosh.
Right.
Okay. What about that? Like, there's a ton of different. There's like 3 different or 4 different unique buffs or 5 different. Like, there's so many unique buffs, and it's all just like some little green face that you're like, who knows what that is?
Hmm.
How
That
does that benefit me?
that reminds me of like the Inquisitors as well.
Yeah. Well, the Inquisitors that do that with debuffs. Yep.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm curious if you think, not to get derailed here, but if that's like the new thing that CG is doing with these teams that they're building and factions that they're putting out, if they're trying to make them work so cohesively together, but also then all of their kits just sort of bleed into each other and a unique from one person's triggers something else on somebody else's kit and it just goes from there.
Right. I mean, yeah. They like their complex kits, and honestly, I don't blame them because if you make a really cheap, like, so I hear this argument a lot. Honestly, people are like, man, like they'll look at like Range Trooper or
Mhm.
something. They're like, man, that it had like no words, and it's such a good, clean, simple kit, and like that's what they need to go back to. Go back to doing that, and it's like, well, okay, but at the same time maybe range trooper isn't overpowered, but like the newer characters, if you want to make them pretty powerful, like you're gonna create some monsters that are just going to be used. Like it's just going to be a really tricky thing. Like having kits that are more complex, it may be frustrating to have to learn them, but I would also rather like I think that characters, if they tried to make Boosh like this power level, but with very little words, like with almost no mechanics, she'd
Mhm.
just be end up being a crazy damage dealer, and that's it.
Right. And there wouldn't be any intricacies to it.
Yeah, and like I don't know if that's maybe that's what people want, like really simple squads. I tend to like the added complexity. So
Mhm. That's fair. Um, okay, so we know that she's putting out that bluff, what is it, status effect? It's not really a debuff or a buff.
right, it's a blue. It's an effect.
Yeah. So you can't assist
Right.
wh- when that effect is there, which I don't think I've ever seen it go away.
It goes away after the character takes 3 turns of
Okay.
having it.
That's gross.
So, so that means you've been destroyed every time you faced it
Right.
before it went away. Yeah.
Right. Basically.
Sorry to laugh at your misfortune.
It's
Sorry,
totally
not sorry.
fine. Um, and then other than that, she's throwing out thermals like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the big things here is, and you don't need to go to Jabba necessarily, but on his basic
Hmm.
attack, which you can like call him to assist with Lando, so you can actually have this happen a lot. If you call Jabba to assist, he calls the lowest health care, the weakest character on the squad.
Right.
So this is how Boosh ends up being able to assist like 3 different times because she has like my kind of scum, I think is the buff. I think that's the one it is.
Hmm.
They have the deadly bluff, and then it's like she's assisting from Jabba's basic. And so like she can assist, 2 to 3. I think there's even a way for her to assist 4 times. I could be wrong, but like she just goes crazy with the thermals. But like you don't. So you want to actually make her the weakest if you can, which is tricky with Embo because Embo's pretty scantily clad lad as well in terms of how like you even though he like wants to be modded for a ton of protection, it's
Mhm.
still like really hard to make him stronger than Boosh.
Which is crazy.
Hmm.
So, but if you can, you want her so that you can get all of the assists and the more thermals out there, and then everyone just explodes.
Yeah, so I mean, I tell people typically like for her modding, you want her to be fast and you want her to hit hard. And then
Yeah.
if you can have some potency as well, that's great. Though she has such a high natural potency, like the distinction being, someone asked me this the other day. They're like, "Well, okay, so you said you really want potency. Like, why do you have an offense cross on her?" And I'm like, "Well, like tons of potency secondaries if you can,
Okay.
but." An offense cross because you really want that damage and as fast as you can so that she just blows all the people up. It's
Hmm.
fancy.
It's fair.
Yeah,
Um, what else do we like about her? Assisting, blowing people up. That's
just
basically
basically it.
it.
Yeah, she apparently speaks Huttese pretty well.
Well enough.
Well enough. Yeah, so yeah, she does I will also just say that she is one of the most important characters to the Jabba team. Like so once you
Mhm.
go down to 3v3, for instance, 5v5 it's like, hey, like let's fight all our friends. The core of that Jabba team though is like he needs Boosh. He like really needs Boosh.
Right.
Like you don't want to remove her. Like I would consider removing Chrysanthemum before I removed her
Really?
from the team. Yeah. I mean, Chrysanthemum's great with him too.
Yeah.
That's the real core. But yeah, if some you know, yeah, I think I would rather have Boosh with Jabba just because of how restrictive it is. Like you just sit there and I mean it's like having that awkward. Honestly, like the big bluff thing really
Hmm.
feels thematic in the sense that like. You're having this really uncomfortable talk with Jabba in his throne room, and you can't do anything. You feel suffocated, and just anyways, it's a cool mechanic that really matches kind of the feel of how it would be like to oppose Jabba in his place of power.
Hmm. That's a good point. I like that. I didn't think about it matching the theme like that.
I'm all, it's so silly because I'm like this competitive player, but I really like the lore stuff too. So I'm like always thinking about that stuff. So yeah, foolishness. Yeah. So guys, yeah, work on your boosh, people.
Hmm. Maybe possibly hold on to an Omicron for her.
Yeah, I think that Omicron might end up being vital.
Yeah. Crazy. That's the thing. Okay, so one question about it, and then we can go roster roster. Um, do you think the Omicron will be worthwhile knowing that we don't know how long this raid is going to last for before they either
Right.
change the factions that we're allowed to use or scrap it and give us a new one with different factions? Like, would you be annoyed if you had put it on there and then the new whatever new raid came out, you can't use Hut Cartel?
Yeah, I mean it's valid. It's one of those really weird things of like our it's one of the few Omicrons that actually has a time limit on it, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I would imagine that they would be pushing a new big deal team in whatever the next raid is after the crate raid, and
Hmm.
most likely that big deal team would have nothing to do with Hut Cartel, and then CG could just laugh their way into having, how many hundreds of people, or thousands, or whatever, millions, billions perhaps, of people applying their Omicron to Boosh, where like that is just wasted. Like you can't take it off. So I mean it's a valid point. I think for me it's just if it could save me a lot of time, which I don't know if it can, but if it can, I'm probably pretty game for it,
Yeah.
frankly.
And I think if it like drastically improves the team and you're going to get significantly better rewards.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, the thing that I keep picturing is they're going to have it be like, okay, you go in and, all right, like, let's say that the max threshold for damage is 5,000 for whatever
Mhm.
reason. And you go in the first time, you get like 2,000. You get 2,000, you get 2,000. And then the RNG spikes and you get like a 4,000. And you're like, should I keep that?
Mhm.
Or do I try gaming for the 5,000 still?
Right.
And my guess is that, amongst all of these attempts, if you just applied that Omicron, suddenly you wouldn't just be stuck on spamming like 2,000s with a spike to 4,000. My guess is that you'd be stuck on 3,000s with a spike to 5,000 sometimes, and you can just call it good.
Right.
So it might just save you a lot of headache and like, man, I could do better. I could do better. I could do better. And
Mhm.
like, I'm 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 interested to see which one am I going to play first, this one or one of the Cal Survivor
Mm, the
Omicrons.
the TB ones.
Yeah, or maybe it's Sortie. I'll just go full PVE,
Oh man. That I think that might be the only Omicron I will probably never apply.
which is ironic because
I know.
you like Conquest. You're like the
I
one
know.
person who likes Conquest. So,
Uh, poor sortie.
but your little guy agrees. He's like, nah.
Does not like that one. Okay. Do we want to roast the roster then? Anything else? There's nothing else really about Leia.
I always forget that it's Leia, but yeah. Yeah, I guess the one final thing that I'll remark on
Mhm.
is, well, you can pull up the thing. You can even just half listen, but I think one of the interesting things is the fact that Jabba has light side characters on him. Like it's the first team of its sort of its kind. I mean, I guess Starkiller was like that too a little bit, but the fact that we have some light side characters on like the biggest dark side, biggest and best dark side character right now, or galactic legend, is, I don't know, it's just interesting to me.
Yeah, that's a good because they're usually so. I'm trying to think of all of them really quickly, and they're all just light side or dark side on them.
Right? Yeah, like there's no variance at all, no
Yeah.
variation.
I mean, the only thing really that would get varied in there would be if you stuck Watt on the team,
Right, like
realistically.
Watt with like Jedi Master Luke or
Yeah.
something with Basti lead. Yeah, there is a number of those things. Yep.
But other than that, I feel like that
Agreed.
doesn't even really count.
No, I mean, I kind of don't count. Jedi Master Luke on defense, I don't count. So honestly, that it could actually mess you up if you take someone by surprise. Um. Okay, so who are we roasting
Mhm.
here?
Um, so I don't think you guys did this one, Grandmaster Chungus. I don't
Yeah, I don't
remember
think
you.
so.
I don't remember you guys doing this one. So, and it was right around that area of the list. So I think this is where we're due to start again.
Okay, Ewocalypse Rising. What's the GP?
Mhm. It is just over 7 million.
Oh, okay. That should be spicy-ish.
Should be spicy. The exact phrasing on the Discord server in the crate channel was that you will love the ships.
you
So,
can hear you can hear the little guy's sigh of exasperation. He's like,
ships. Here we go. Uh,
ship.
well, I mean, you can see right here that Profundity 6 star.
Yeah, I mean that's better than my alts. So I
Hmm.
can't really talk too much smack. So this person's in Kyber 2 as well. It looks like barely
Hmm.
hanging on, but what is that? A 33? Is that still
57.
Kyber 2? What's the
I think
cutoff?
so. I think the cut is the cutoff 3310,
Maybe.
3320, something like that.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably. something. It's probably something, Sarah. So,
Yeah.
duh. Yeah,
Yeah. Clearly.
obviously.
All
All
right.
right. What do their
Ships.
ships look like? Yeah. Then we can play the 300 game.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Um, so we are missing Radis somehow.
It's 7 million. I guess I'll allow it. So, no Ray, though, on this roster. I mean, 7 million. They're probably not going to have all the GLs anyways, but 5-star finalizer.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be bothered. Oh, yeah. So, no Supreme Leader Kylo either.
Correct.
Because
Okay,
of their
good point.
garbage hucks. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So let's
okay.
see, 4-star Landino, 2-star. Okay, so people, I'm just gonna say this a million times is all I'm gonna say it. Sith fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why no one has a Sith fighter
Right.
unlocked right now, but I would say stop being lazy and farm your frickin' Sith fighter because you're probably gonna need it for Leviathan.
I was just gonna say all of your Sith ships probably should be a priority if they
Yeah.
are not already.
Uh,
Man.
These are all so farmable in the Galactic War store. Like, he was right. I hate
Mhm.
this so much. I loathe it. Let's continue.
There's just so much purple.
I like that loathe is so close to love. Like, I loathe this.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I
Okay.
know. I didn't know so much purple existed in the whole
Right?
galaxy.
Just so much purple.
So many blank spaces where stars could be.
Okay, so Interceptor's not done.
Raven's
That
Claw, they're like, no, why would I farm something?
Scimitar, also put that on your list of Sith ships.
You have a relic mall. Like, just
Hmm.
get off that ass and actually farm anything, please. This is
Man.
gross.
Okay. B-28. So there's a lot of Sith ships here that should
There's
be
shuttle,
done.
Sith
The
shuttle.
shuttle. Oh, I didn't see the shuttle. Yikes.
They're like, no, man, I don't need to farm things. I have relic pilots for a meta team. Why would I need more stars on this shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like we could just stop here.
Okay.
Like, we don't even need to look at their roster. This is just awful.
So you love the ships.
Yeah, they were right. This that makes me hate life a little more.
Okay. So I want to just check real quick on Datacrons and then we can go look at the characters.
All right, they're in Kyber 2.
It's not a lot of Datacrons, and you're in Kyber too. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I face people without datacrons, but usually
That's
not with this
true.
big. Usually not with this big of a count. Then again, it looks like they've gotten lucky to be in Kyber 2 a little bit. My guess is that they had a really juicy team in Kyber 3, or like a
Hmm.
juicy group, and just like killed all of that group really good, and
Hmm.
then got catapulted into Kyber 1 for lock, to Kyber 2 for lock, and
Right?
then they won't be here for long, is my guess. It's not charitable of me, but we're not here to be charitable.
We're here to roast.
I guess we are. We're not here to
Uh,
have fun either. So,
no. Okay. I have not looked at this at all, so I don't know what we're getting into.
okay, but can you go to it?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was worried that we were frozen. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna play the 300
The
speed.
300 game. So do you want
Yeah.
me to sort by speed right now?
Oh yes, please, right now.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know how this works, Sarah and I will be looking at this, and it's all sorted by speed. So you can see the Galactic Legends are up top
Hmm.
because they're the fastest natural speeds, and then at some point, their characters will stop having 300 total speed, and
Hmm.
Sarah and I will try to guess where that line ends. So where do you think the line ends, Sarah? Let's look
Oh
at it for a
man.
little bit.
Okay.
So Hoda is abnormally fast.
Hmm. Faster than Bosk and Grief. It looks like perhaps Bosk and Grief are clocked. Maybe.
Yeah, they probably are. And they have the Qui-Gon team here. So let's see. Is Ki-Adi-Mundi close?
No.
No,
I don't think he's safe either.
he's not close, and he's not
I
safe.
don't think he's safe. Uh, okay. I'm gonna just stop scrolling.
Yeah, that's probably wise.
Okay. So he's got the Qui-Gon Army.
Yeah,
Rex is up there. Han is slower than Jedi Knight Anakin. Just interesting. And Thrawn.
yeah. I mean, the Qui-Gon team. You really want Ki-Adi-Mundi to be as fast as the other two, and then you want them to all be faster. So, I mean, I think that it's possible the line continues to go. Like, it might be lower than Zam. Can we look one more row down?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Where do you draw the line, Sarah? I'll let you. You want me to pick first? You want to pick first?
I feel like it's Jedi Knight Anakin.
Okay. All right. I could see that. Because Qui-Gon and Anakin want to be fast. Yeah. I mean, I think it's Grief. I think after Grief, it's just
It's just
total
not
crap.
okay.
So let's check yours. So you think Anakin is 300?
I think Rex is 300 and Anakin
Is less. Okay.
is less.
All right.
Yeah. So Anakin is 303.
All right. Wow.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm unpleasantly surprised because I think I guessed worse than that. Okay,
I,
so where is the line then?
yeah.
Where's
So
Han?
Han is 299.
Wow. All right.
Man,
So you almost got it.
I almost got it.
All right.
Dang. That is I will say I was saying where it was, but I did not think it would actually be there.
It's just sad because there's a lot of characters who probably should be faster than that aren't. But
Right. Who would you move up? Like above Anakin.
well, definitely not BB-8. Just kidding.
Rude.
You know, if BB-8 had relics, I would say yes. Can you move it down though, please?
Yeah.
Well, like hold on, where's Piet? Is Piet up here somewhere?
You know what? I don't Yes, he is. He is. He's
Okay,
up here.
okay, good. All right, good. Oh yeah, keep scrolling down then. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you probably would want Queel there eventually, but he's not, Resistance hero Finn. I don't know. Like I guess for this person's limited roster, this might be a good
Yeah.
clean break. You probably want Jin a little bit faster than this, but yeah, I mean, oh, look at that sad Newt.
Oh.
I mean, mine was that sad when I was this roster size, so I guess I can't talk.
Mine
But
was
look at that sad Newt.
mine was that sad about 2 months ago. So
Look at how slow General Skywalker is right now. He's like below all of these.
I'm
Oof,
just curious. 250.
250. All right. I mean, he counters. He has Rex to boost him. He's probably fine. He doesn't have Inquisition though. You can see.
Yeah. I want to know if he has cam.
Probably 4 stars.
I'm gonna go.
Something.
I'm gonna go check because I'm curious since he's got that Qui-Gon on me.
Qui-Gami.
6 stars.
All right. That's acceptable. The Gear 12 Ezra is questionable though.
Do you want to see anything in particular? We know he doesn't have an Inquisition.
Which is pretty tragic for an account this size. But if his guild is in it, they're probably not even doing ROTE right now. They're probably frantically trying to do Kiedi Mundi missions.
Or alternating.
No, they can't do. Yeah, you're probably right. Um, yeah, all right. I mean, everyone's Relic 5. That's good. They're Relic 5 till they're not. Okay, what? Let's look at Sith, maybe.
Hmm. Okay. Ah,
Sith
Sith Trooper's
Assassin.
not even farmed. Oof.
They just don't farm things.
That hurts.
This is so dumb. Like they're like, oh man, why would we farm things?
That hurts.
No reason. Just keep doing that, please.
Yikes.
Um, let's see. Is Treya here? Where's Treya?
Yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
I
there
have
she
it
is.
sorted by speed still.
Oh, okay. Wow, she's slow. Decrepit old hag that she is. All right, what else? What other things should we look at? Inquisition is going to be a total crap show. So,
Hmm. Uh, Rebels.
Hut
Oh.
Cartel.
Hmm. It's a good one.
See if they're working on Jabba.
Oh.
They're
Oh.
not even farming for it. They don't even Embo farmed.
Or Mob and Fort. Yikes. This is gonna be a long ways out.
Honestly, like this is the roster looks like like the things he's focused. He's focused in decent detail. Like probably need more speed mods, frankly, but yeah, like maybe farm some of these characters someday. Like Embo's even accelerated, man, and he's a requirement for a different. Like he's like one of the
Yeah.
most handy of the Jabba farms that there is, actually, of the requirements, because he's needed for Vader farm, but then
Mm-hmm.
he's also the best fifth. I just threw the Omicron on my alt actually on Embo.
Did you?
Yeah, so I now have it on Droidica and Embo. Yeah,
I did not know this.
I just wanted you to feel bad.
Thank you. Uh man. Yeah, I mean, I know you say this a lot and I've said it too. It's just you farming shards is so important. I know that there are a ton of them to farm, but ouch.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from like this place of me advising people on how to build their rosters.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, just start. You really need Jabba, and they're like, okay, well, I can't even like work on Jabba until um everything's farmed in like 4 months.
Which is
I'm
wild.
like, I'm like, I don't have to roll my eyes because you can't see me, but I'm mentally rolling my eyes right now. At one more last
But
faction.
yeah, I don't know who to pick. Oh man. We know his first order and resistance aren't built.
Oh, could we? How's it? How is like troopers?
He should be okay-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Magma Troopers Gear 1.
I read
But
Relic
farmed.
7 and Dark Trooper is good, frankly.
Gideon's not farmed.
No. Nor shall he ever be.
Poor Gideon.
I keep trying to find excuses to put gear on Gideon on
Me
my
too.
on Professor X. I keep not. He is so handy, honestly. Like, but the thing is, he's also a huge pain in the ass once you get him to relics, because then you have to put really fast speed sets on him to make him like super useful. And I don't. My alt account is now starting to feel a little stretch on mods. So
So
finally,
you can't do that.
right? I'm like, all right. Oh, you could be gear 13 in the same speed, I guess. That's fine.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Farm
look at that.
stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. Like all the things, please. It's embarrassing me.
And then I guess that's it. Just farm stuff.
Yeah. Go.
Hang on.
For fun, what you should do.
Oh, I just made myself sad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Bad Batch. Ugh. Ugh.
I'm glad I made you sad too.
I'm ending this. I was gonna give advice, but I'm ending it. Goodbye.